Hello, my darlings. My name is Demetra Douglas, and I am the Love Witch. I help witches and mystics break painful karmic love patterns and attract safe love. I'm also a master numerologist, so today I'm going to be using numerology to help you understand the frequency of these relationships. For all of my truth seekers, my divination masters, my mystics who always want to understand why, what is the benefit to my soul, we're going to talk about that today. The first frequency we are going to discuss is 52. 5 is a number that represents karma in a very specific way, in an egoic way. It is restriction of thought or circumstance, or internal or external discomfort. Okay? And when you pull in 2, we are talking about the relationship number. And it totals 7, the number of the wound, the number of the foe, opposition, but also the number of transformation. It is a very Plutonian number, the number of the underworld, the number of transmutation of darkness and darkness itself. When you understand that, then you can start to understand, right, that when we are talking about certain karmic relationships, we are talking about uncomfortable situations and uncomfortable relationships. We are talking about relationships that do not align properly, that do not meet us in a way that soothes the nervous system. These are relationships that injure, harm, trigger, and dysregulate the nervous system. Okay? This is about wounds. This is about being able to recognize the wounds we carry and how they contribute to the relationships we engage in. They are meant to teach us. They are meant to help us see. But when we choose them over and over and over again, we are choosing pain. Now, the next number I want to talk about is 82. 8 is karma as it relates to past lives. Soul lessons. 8 is the double up of 4, which is the contract, the soul contract number, a number of energetic exchange. These are soul ties. These are debts. These are relationships that come in with such subconscious and unconscious connection. We often aren't aware of it. This is obligation, right? These are patterns so deep and so deeply ingrained in the psyche that we often overlook the shadows that they hold. Okay? But when we talk about 8 and 2, we're totaling 10. 10 is the expansion of the self. Right? So when we talk about 82, we are talking about relationships that are capable of expanding us in a very profound manner. Okay? As are all karmic relationships, but not until you recognize the lesson. Okay? Not until you recognize how it's intended to help you attain balance. Not until you're able to see just how free you become when you severed the tie. The next number or frequency I want to talk about is 1111. So widely discussed. This is a number that is very common amongst twin flame or soulmate connections. Why? Because of the mirror. It is a mirror numbered, and in and of itself, it's a mirrored number. The way that I relate in relationships mirrors the way this being relates in relationships, but the caveat here is that more often than not, we are talking about the mirroring of shadows, not the mirroring of balance. Hence why these sorts of twin flame and soulmate relationships tend to be very 52 and 82 heavy as well. There are lessons that need to be learned, my darlings. There are wounds that need to be addressed. Why am I so comfortable engaging in relationships that are non-reciprocal, that are imbalanced, that leave me drained? Why am I, as a mystic or a healer, so accustomed to committing to healing someone that is committed to, or at least comfortable with, hurting me. That is the soul contract aspect here. Vows of nurturing, vows of martyrdom, the twin flame vow. Essentially a karmic commitment to self-sacrifice and self-abandonment. At the end of the day, my darlings, when it comes to love, we choose. We choose to allow pain. We choose to allow being hurt. We choose to allow being abandoned over and over and over and over again. But we are also capable of choosing to say no to it and choosing to welcome love and partnership and relationships that do not treat us that way. 555 on the clock, right? That shift, karmic shift, the manifestation of a karmic shift. Or do you want to continue the same pattern? You can choose a relationship that fulfills you, that nurtures you, that fuels you, that meets you. But you have to learn the karmic lessons first, because until you are able to learn those lessons, you cannot truly see the harm that is being done to you. You cannot see just how painful, how draining, how unfulfilling, and how unfair karmic relationships are until you encounter a relationship that is everything but those things. Something fresh, something new, something safe. That is the opposite of karmic pain in love. Take care.